I'm sitting on the patio outside our home in the Woodlands, Texas. It's September 2018, and this month begins a new chapter in my life. About 2 years ago, I began to feel torn between fulfilling my role as one of the pastors at our church and managing all the invitations to speak for other events and all the opportunities to be more involved in a global, authentic manhood movement. I remember sharing my struggle with a friend over breakfast, and we prayed for a solution. And God answered our prayer almost immediately, because that very afternoon I had a conversation with two of our elders, and they told me that decisions had already been made that would, in effect, give me freedom to schedule as many events as I wanted to. Well, over the last 2 years, God has done a couple of things. First of all, He has reaffirmed my gift of teaching, that it's still just as relevant and effective, that it was not to be neglected, because like all the spiritual gifts, it was given to strengthen the church. God also expanded my vision for what could be. What would happen if I could devote more time and attention to authentic manhood? So, what's this new chapter in my life? Well, I've resigned my church to give my full time and attention to a new mission. It's called the Authentic Manhood Initiative. It's a strategic partnership with Authentic Manhood and 33 the series. But our mission is to do so much more than just sell curriculum. We have a strategy to teach men how to use these precision tools. And so we're going to launch seasonal gatherings all across the city. Gatherings where men will begin to discover conversations about biblical manhood, conversations that a lot of guys never have. We'll partner with local churches, but our goal is not just to reach church men. We want to reach all men. And for whatever reason, some guys struggle with coming to a church building, so we want to remove that barrier. Most of these gatherings are going to be held in non-church environments. We'll use a volume of 33 to get them started, so each volume will carry us for 6-week sets. We'll do that once in the spring and again in the fall. And over these 6 weeks, some guys will begin to discover true community and accountability. During the off season, we'll equip them to initiate and lead small groups of their own to continue the conversation. We'll also show them how to engage in one-on-one disciple making. We'll help them get connected to one of our local and global ministry partnerships. And because we know that for a man to maintain his spiritual health, he's got to be connected with a healthy church. And so we'll help him get connected to one of the many churches that will partner with us. We'll do this locally in the greater Houston area starting this fall, kind of a soft launch with 2 locations, one down in the Kingwood, Atascocita area, and one up here in the Woodlands. And then we'll ramp up in a big way to launch many venues all across greater Houston starting in the spring of 2019. So we'll do this locally, and we'll do this nationally and globally. I've got a long list of potential leaders who could launch their own local gatherings from places like Long Island to San Diego, Baton Rouge and Atlanta, Vancouver, British Columbia, Cape Town, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Hong Kong and Australia, and on and on. So much of my time will be spent coaching these men and helping them develop their teams and launch their own gatherings in their part of the world. Another part of our mission is to cultivate what's already happening with authentic manhood in prisons across the country. The first time I went into Folsom Prison, I went in with a team from Alpha Prison Ministries. The second time, I went in with a team from Prison Ministry Fellowship. Here locally down south in Richmond, Texas, I've been with a team that's taken hundreds of inmates through all 6 volumes of 33 the series. Up north in Huntsville, I've been with a friend who's preparing to expand his reach from 1 prison unit to 5 units starting in 2019. Well, that's 400 to 500 inmates. And our initiative is to support these teams. We want to support them financially. We want to resource them with 33 the series training guides, because I've discovered that whenever an inmate has an actual training guide, not just a printed outline portion, he has access to all of the supplemental articles and the list of books we recommend, the supplemental scriptures, and it just elevates his experience. And so we want to support and resource these prison ministry teams. Man, I'm so excited about stepping into this initiative. I'm also excited about getting out more and speaking for churches and retreats and events. So, hey, would you help me spread the word and let people know I'm available? I want to challenge you to learn more at authenticmanhoodinitiative.com. And I also want to challenge you to consider, would you help us fund this initiative? We need startup funding, and we need regular monthly support. And you can set all of that up at authenticmanhoodinitiative.com. Finally, I want to thank several of you for being my confidential sounding board as I've been processing this and asking all of my what-if questions, because it's your prayers and your encouragement that have led us to this time and this place to launch this mission. We're going to build a network of men reaching men with the timeless principles of biblical manhood all around the world.